Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty well. Well, I have been kind of busy doing different things and I'm trying to get caught up on videos. So there's some videos that have not been put together yet and some things to make videos about coming up. But one thing I did a while back is I had some time after I was done. I reworked the suspension on this, the front end on this pickup here, this Dodge Ram and all that. So I had some time left over, so I did something kind of fun, and this is going to be something that people are probably going to wonder why I did it and think I'm crazy and all that, because what I did was, you may have seen a few videos back on this truck, I kept mentioning that the starter didn't sound right on it. It sounded like it was dragging. It just wasn't spinning over as fast as it should be. And this is a model truck and model engine that's got one of those Nippon Denso mini starters on it. That's Nippon Denso is a Japanese manufacturer. So I've had some work vans that had this 318 Magnum in it, and so I'm pretty used to how they're supposed to start, and this one just didn't sound right. So my first guess was that it probably had a remanufactured starter on it, and sure enough, when I was under looking at it, it did. So what I decided to do is I decided to go against the herd mentality, and I converted this truck back to an old style Mopar starter. I had several starters. Some of them were no good. Well, they were all right, but they were for parts. They were. Let me interject this and say the way that I segregate starters is the ones that I'm going to use for parts supply, or the ones I'm going to use for actually use them, is number one, are they an original Mopar starter that's never been rebuilt, or have they been remanufactured? And if it's remanufactured, normally I just chunk them in the stash to be broken down for parts and all that, and then I keep the ones that have never been rebuilt, because when they remanufacture starters, they bead blast them and they just throw all kinds of different mix of parts in them. You don't know quite what you got. So anyway, that said, I had a few different, at least two different large frame starters, which are about an inch and a half longer than a small frame old style starter, and I could not use one of those on this truck. I had to use what's called a small frame starter. This is the older starters before, like about 1973 or 4. And so I looked at my supply of starters, and I didn't have a good small frame starter that I want to use on this. I've got two of them that go on specific vehicles that I have, so I wasn't going to use those. And then I had a couple remans that seemed to work okay, so I chose the best one of those. So it's just a mid-70s, I guess you could say a low speed, low horsepower starter. It's not the fast one, and stuck it on there, and it really didn't take much to get that on there. I had to it bolted right on. It barely fit beside the transmission cooler lines. If you have one of these trucks, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I got on there and got it bolted on, and I had to make an adapter out of an old battery cable end that goes down to the starter on these, or on an old one, because this one uses a plug-in solenoid connector, and the old style starter uses just a bolt-on style. So I just used a crimp and extended it and used the right end for it, and it all worked good. So I thought I'd just go ahead and give you a demonstration of what this sounds like now. And I know everybody's learned, has been trained to know that mini starters are supposedly better. I don't believe that necessarily, because I've seen several of them fail, and past that, I just don't like the sound of them. I mean, it's not a hatred thing. I just don't. It just doesn't sound right to me when they start that sound. So let's walk on over here to it, and we'll wave the key on this thing and see what it does. Still got the broke dashboard. Hey, I did put my mirror back on though. I came out here one day and the mirror was on the floor. I guess I can, no, it won't either. I'm gonna say this thing up. The buzzer on this thing makes too much noise. You ready? Here we go. I don't know why in the world it does that. Belt squealing thing. It's got a fairly new belt. Oh, I guess it may need a tensioner put on it. But I've been driving this truck around some. It's been running pretty good. So I'm going to continue tinkering with it. Drives better. I got all that slop out of the steering wheel finally. But you'll see that video coming up, so don't worry. We'll do it one more time. Okay, here we go. Here's something that's going to be completely seem not right on this. The newer model Dodge Ram, and a busted dash, yeah, but it sounds like this starting. Isn't that crazy? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you.